You look fantastic. You have your health. Why retire now?
Yeah, well, thank you for saying that and your comments. I am healthy. My wife's healthy. We're not retiring because of coming off of COVID or the state of college basketball, which is somewhat of a turmoil.
Yeah.
But we're retiring because both of us are going to be 75 at the end of next season. And it's time. It's time to do something else. Although in saying that, I'm passionate about coaching this year. And the reason, Colin, we came out and did it now is because it'd be impossible to recruit if you know you're not going to coach next year. So to have a coach in waiting, if there is one available, and there was one, the best, my associate head coach, John Shire, this is good. I call it a succession plan. Being a former military guy, we believe in succession, and with right succession, you have a greater chance for successful continuity, and that's the goal here.
Your military background is substantial, and I do think it's a big part of your success. You did not have the easiest life growing up. You are a fighter, and I think that is huge. What you also do, which I have a great deal of respect for, you adapted. And that is not always the case. You are a great adapter. You didn't love one and dones, and you adapted. You adapted recruiting. Recruiting is always been a handful. A lot of coaches don't adapt. Did you adapt due to fear of failure? Did you adapt because of necessity? Most great coaches don't. You always did. Not to be a psychologist, why were you always so willing to change to succeed?
Well, yeah, because of what I learned about leadership and teamwork, and is that you can't keep fitting people into the same environment if that environment is not the one that is out there right now, with culture and everything like that. So you have to adapt and create an environment that's conducive to success. And as a leader, I would adapt to how you communicate with your guys. You never adapt with the values of your organization, your integrity and courage, respect, and selfless service, duty, loyalty, trust. They do not know an age. They're ageless. Mm-hmm. But how you communicate and get them across is important. And then so you adapt communication wise because you keep getting older, and the guys you coach. I'm 50 something years older than the guys I coach. But I'm always older. I just kept getting older. They stayed the same age. But the other thing, Colin, is I try to adapt to the people that I'm coaching. In other words, a system of offense and defense might have been good for the team last year.
Right.
To assume that is going to be good for this team is not right. And so really I spend every summer watching the individual workouts of my guys and assessing our talent and trying to get them better. And by the time fall comes around, we have a system that we're trying to teach. And that's incredibly interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I even do that during the year because especially with young players, a player in October can be a lot different than the player in December. And if he's still in the system of October, you might be putting him in a box where he can do more. So it's kept up my interest. And then I learned that at the highest level when I was coaching the U.S. team, because you really should be incredibly adaptable to that level of talent.
You know, you don't seem like a guy that would live a life of regret. You did turn down the Lakers job. You've had innumerable opportunities at the professional level, and you certainly, to a large degree, conquered college basketball. Is there even a twinkle of, I would have loved to have given that pro game a little bit of a chance?
I think I would have definitely had that in 2005, I should say. No, 7. I'm losing my years here. Whenever the Lakers thing was. 7, I think it was. And, but anyway, I was looking at my career like maybe I should do something different. And then actually it was 5. USA Basketball then was offered to me 5 years later. And I not only scratched that itch, I I scratched enough where I would never have that itch.
Right.
And but I love the pro game. I loved coaching the pro players. And I think if today I was 57 and had won a few national championships, I think there'd be a better chance that I would be a pro coach in today's college game than at that time.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a player, and I want you to tell me your first impressions when you saw him play. LeBron James.
I only saw him in the pros.
Right.
So, yeah. And wow. And what a guy to develop. And that was just seeing him physically. And then I got to coach him. LeBron and I are very close, and I got to coach him as a younger guy. Then I recognized and starting to coach him, he had tremendous leadership qualities, and he's smart as can be, and he has a great command voice. And working with him to develop those three aspects of his game, not the ball handling and whatever, was incredibly interesting for me and very fulfilling.
First time you saw Michael Jordan play in high school?
I never saw him play in high school. He was a very low, off-the-target guy and committed to one of the great coaches of all time, and Dean Smith, and a great friend. I saw him play enough in college. He was one of the guys that almost got me fired in my first 3 years. He beat me to a pulp.
How about one of my favorite young players? He plays with such joy, Zion Williamson.
Diamond in a rough. I didn't think he was ever in the shape when I saw him in high school. And then coaching him, Colin, Zion made you happy every day.
Really?
He is such a smart and upbeat, happy kid. He a joy to coach and a great teammate. Got an unbelievable sense of humor. He's one of my all-time favorites. Hopefully he doesn't have the injuries now, because he could end up being one of the great all-time players in the NBA.
Yeah, I'll throw one at you. Jay Bilas, we both know him. What was your first impression?
Yeah, slow. This will be a lot of fun. Jay's mental ability, where he's smart and could see things quickly in the moment it was happening, never translated to his physical talents of being able to do it. In other words, he was a car that could see openings and speed and could only go to 50. And he was on a highway. He was a right lane player. Not the left one. And fooling around about that, though, he is. And he was one of my assistants too for a few years while I was going to law school.
Yeah.
I love Jay. Mature beyond his years. Ultimate team player and a really good player.
Yeah.
He did play pro ball in Europe. Probably in this NBA, if he was his age now, he'd be an NBA player.
He could shoot.
And he can shoot.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't be used. We had to use him inside a lot, but more athletic than you would think, and really smart as hell and very competitive.
Yeah, let's stop talking about him. He's at the other place. Hey, Coach, absolute pleasure. You made time for us today. You didn't have to. You know how much respect I have for you, Coach, and continued success. I'm very happy for you and your family, and I just want to thank you for joining our show.
Yeah, thank you, Con. Always a pleasure and an honor to be on.
All right, Mike Krzyzewski, Coach K, 41 years. Next year will be his last. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.